What's up? I'm Ozzy. I lost 100 pounds twice. Second time, I was able to keep it off and have abs for the last 2 years in a row now. And what I want to talk about is the mental side, right? So I feel like not enough people talk about the mental side of it, and not even just fat loss alone, really fitness overall, right? But you know what? Since I have more lived experience with like the fat loss side, I'll talk about that. So I've said this quite a bit, right? And something I believe is just that fitness is a mental journey disguised as a physical one, right? And this is a point I don't feel like is really talked about enough. Like, because here's the thing, right? If you're, let's say, you got out of shape, right? And it's not like from a place of judgment. It is what it is. And especially, chances are, if you're living in the U.S., it's the standard American diet's called the sad diet for a reason, right? But let's not get off topic. Pretty much, most people, even if they don't want to admit this, on some level, you know this. The shape that you're in, like your body's basically a receipt of your habits. Even if you don't count your calories, your body will. Right? And pretty much, if you're, and I'm somebody that's like, I mentioned the whole lost 100 pounds twice thing, right? One of the reasons I mentioned that is, well, one, that's what my journey was, right? To get to the end result on that. But also, the other reason I mentioned is just it's to highlight the importance of the psychological part, right? Because the psychological part is the biggest barrier between you, how to explain it, between you like wanting it and actually executing and bringing that desire into reality, right? Like, so obviously, the first time, even the second time I started, like, yeah, health is a motivator quite a bit, but main motivator was I wanted to get in better shape. Like, so I mentioned this before, bro. David Lay was my inspiration, at least one of them. And also for me, my wake up call was this. So like when I used to hoop, I used to play basketball pretty consistently, right? Like I was used to more or less being one of the most athletic people on the court whenever I would play. And I went from that to breathing hard going up some stairs. And that pissed me off to no end, man. And for me, that was kind of like a major wake up call, right? This is like around 2020. What was going on in the world during that time. But anyway, it was around my last semester of college. And I was like, all right, enough is enough. After I had that experience, just like breathing hard going up some stairs, I was like, all right, no, this is not it. So, so I started looking up everything I could about working out, you know, how you need to eat to get in shape, that kind of thing. Whatever information I could get my hands on, and I started just acting on it. All right. Now, I was consistent for a little over a year, and I was able to go from, I mentioned this in my other videos, basically like what, 336 pounds, 335 to 230, right? But then I only kept that shape for like 6 months, and then I ended up regaining. Now, I mentioned part of it was pretty much mainly I took more the gym bro approach. But then when I look deeper, all right, let's ask that, right? When I say the gym bro approach, I mean the chicken, rice, and broccoli are pretty fucking close to it. But then also the, you know, lifting 5, 6 days a week, and not just even just only lifting, working out 5, 6 days a week, right? And I'm not saying that to say that something is wrong with that. It's not that. But I'm touching on that for the psychological aspect because, so I mentioned the second time, right? I wanted to do it in a much more sustainable way and something that would actually stick more in the long term, right? And to do that, whether it was knowingly or unknowingly, I had to tackle the psychological aspect, right? That's behind like a lot of my approach. Like for example, like the reason I switched to more like 2-3 days a week was just for even when life gets busy or whatever, I know that I can stick to that. And it's like, come on, you can't show up to the gym 2-3 days a week, and especially working out less than an hour each time. Because like I go there to lift, keep and build muscle. You get the idea, right? And when I actually sat and thought about it the second time, it's like pretty much most people, because think about it, right? I mentioned before that going from being out of shape to in shape and keeping that, it's an identity shift. And to shift your identity or to shift your mindset, this is even just in like fat loss and fitness, this is in life, right? You shift your identity by consistently engaging in the habits to become that person that you want, to become the in shape version of myself or aesthetic OZ, right? I had to change my habits from eating BS all the time, not paying attention to what I'm actually putting in my body, and not being accountable with my food and with my habits in terms of working out at least consistently, getting consistent movement, that kind of thing, right? But then the same thing applies in just this isn't even just like only a fitness thing. Here's another great example. It's the same reason that most lottery winners end up burning through most of their cash versus the people that actually built wealth. See, for somebody that goes from broke to being like a millionaire or to building like, real wealth, they had to become that person by consistently delaying gratification. In this example, we're talking about financial, right? They delayed gratification on the financial side of things, made decisions that weren't as comfortable in the moment, but in the bigger picture is the best, right? They probably decided to save their money when it wasn't, when it would have been more convenient to just buy BS, to take the extra trips during the year or whatever, right? They decided to invest when it would have been more fun to buy more dumb stuff, buy stuff that would be considered liabilities. They decided to make the kind of decisions that their rich self would and invest in their future self. They had to engage in the habits until it pretty much became a part of them. And then as a result of it, that's how they got the final result. It's the same thing with fat loss. That's why I say a lot of what you learn in fat loss and in fitness, it applies all over life. And it's like the stuff you learn doing it, right? The stuff you learn doing it, both like the result itself helps you in every area of life. Like I could tell you, pretty much anyone else has been through the journey could tell you, dude, my drive just to do stuff is much higher. I feel better. I'm much healthier, much less brain fog, much more energy through the day. Like I turned 30 in like what, a month? And I feel more energy and I feel better than I ever did in my late teens or early 20s. Just like to give you perspective, right? And that's just like the physical side. Then the mental side, it's like it teaches you delaying gratification on a whole nother level. Like I believe this kind of is almost the foundation for it, and then it just the habits that you learn through doing it here just helps you in every other area of life. Because like if you really think about it, right? Not to get too much off topic or whatever, but if you really think about it, like that's the main difference. You have to delay gratification to get that result. And humans, we're naturally wired to not want to do that, right? Kind of like the what we are versus the who you are. But the more you feed the who you are, who you want to be, usually the more fulfilled a life you'll have, right? Especially because with something like this, like with fitness, like everyone knows the benefits. Dude, like this is one of the few things in life where you both get a higher quality of it. Like you're in shape, whatever, your quality of life is just gonna be better. Think about in the long run, way less money you're spending on medical bills. You're just gonna be happier, honestly. And you know, like your mood's gonna be better on average. Just your general life experience. And then also, you'll be healthier for longer, you know? And then on top of that, your life gets longer as well. So it's like higher quality experience and longer. So, but yeah, when we're talking about like the mental side of it, you have to become the person that's going to be accountable with your eating. You have to become that person that's like, what, even though I don't feel like it, I'm still going to show up. And I've had many days where I didn't feel like it. I'm like, oh man, I don't feel like going to the gym today. Or, oh man, I don't feel like, tracking my food today or whatever. But then it's like, yeah, in the moment, I didn't feel like it. But every time I pushed through that, I was happy that I did. And I'm pretty sure anyone watching this can relate to that, right? Like, I know you've had the feelings where you're like, oh, you didn't feel like studying, or you didn't feel like going to the gym, or oh, you didn't feel like going to work. There's a common one, but then you did, and then you get that paycheck. You get the result of delaying gratification in that moment, right? For the most part, you're never gonna really regret delaying gratification, for the most part, but you will regret not doing what you were supposed to in a lot of ways. So, yeah, it's one of those things I find interesting. I'm just like, no one really talks about enough. Also, yeah, just have a deeper understanding of how to unlock your best physique. And I believe that's a very key part to unlocking your best self as well. And yeah, that's all. If you gained value from this video, you just enjoyed hearing me yap, like, comment, subscribe. And if you're serious about making a change and want my help getting in the best shape of your life, I got something in the description for you. And, link will be there. And link will be in my channel bio. Other than that, have a blessed day.